The premise. Brynn is a young woman living a lonely, isolated life in her childhood home. She is a talented seamstress, but the local townspeople treat her like a pariah, literally spitting on her or turning their backs when she walks by. She craves control and order. She's recreating a world she doesn't feel part of anymore. Brynn builds a detailed scale model of her town, including houses, streets, trees, even tiny versions of people, and writing apology letters to her deceased childhood best friend, Maud. The pen moves carefully. No hesitation in the strokes. She's written this before. The invasion. One night, a grey alien breaks into her house. Brynn, showing surprising survival instincts, manages to kill it using a piece of her model town. The escalation. As she tries to flee into town for help, she realizes the invasion is widespread. She gets off the bike and moves to the open side of the overturned truck, reveals spilled letters scattered across the road. The aliens aren't just killing people. They are using parasites, small, squid-like creatures, to take over human bodies, turning the townspeople into puppets. One of the controlled passengers suddenly becomes aggressive. The calm atmosphere breaks instantly. The person moves in a jerky, unnatural way, clearly not acting on their own will. Brynn realizes she's trapped in a confined space with people who are no longer fully human. Eventually, Brynn manages to escape the immediate danger, either by pushing past or fleeing when the opportunity opens. The hunt. Most of the film is a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. As Brynn sprints through the streets, she encounters the residents of her town. Their behavior is the ultimate subversion of a disaster movie trope. Instead of running for cover, the people stand in the middle of the road and on their lawns. They are perfectly upright, their heads tilted back at an unnatural angle, staring directly into the heart of the dark clouds. Brynn is hunted by several different types of aliens, including a massive, multi-legged, daddy longlegs creature. The battle takes place within the cramped, familiar confines of Brynn's home, which turns into a claustrophobic death trap. The fight isn't just on the ground. The creature uses its reach to strike from above, forcing Brynn to constantly look upward. She is dwarfed by its size, making her feel like prey in a cage. Brynn, who has no traditional weapons, is forced to use the house itself. The fight involves frantic scrambles through narrow hallways and under furniture where the creature's long limbs are actually a disadvantage. The confrontation is visceral and messy. Unlike a polished action hero, Brynn is terrified. The fight is more of a frantic struggle for leverage. She uses sharp household objects and her knowledge of the house's layout to trap or wound the entity. And even a doppelganger, a clone of herself. Where the girl comes to Brynn's home is a surreal, nightmare-fueled sequence that forces Brynn to face her past in a physical, terrifying way. This isn't just a home invasion, it's a haunting. The scene begins with a sense of impossible recognition. Brynn is inside her barricaded house when she sees a small, familiar figure standing outside in the darkness. The girl is dressed in a yellow dress, looking exactly like Maud Collins did on the day she remembers. Her presence is static and eerie, illuminated by the flickering lights of the alien craft above. The big twist, the backstory. Toward the end, Brynn is captured and brought aboard a spaceship. The aliens psychically probe her mind, revealing the reason the town hates her. The incident. When they were children, Brynn and Maud had a heated argument. Maud pushed Brynn. And in a moment of impulsive rage, Brynn struck Maud in the head with a rock, accidentally killing her. The guilt. Brynn has spent her entire life imprisoned by this guilt, which is why she lives in isolation and writes letters to a friend who can never read them. The ending. Explained. Instead of killing her or turning her into a puppet, the aliens, seemingly fascinated or even moved by the depth of her human grief and her fortitude, let her go. The happy apocalypse. Brynn is returned to Earth. The final scene shows her living in a bright, colorful version of her town. Everyone is kind to her, smiles, and invites her to dances. The catch. Everyone in town is still possessed by an alien parasite. You can see the creatures wiggling in their throats. The meaning. Brynn is finally happy because the aliens have created the world she always wanted. One where she is forgiven and accepted. She has traded the real world for a pleasant, alien-controlled simulation where she is no longer the villain. As the camera pulls back, dozens of UFOs hover over the planet, suggesting humanity has been fully conquered. It's a happy ending for Brynn, but a total game over for the rest of the human race.